episode of Chatty Broads with Bekah and Jess.
Good morning, broads.
Broads, we are gathered here today to discuss fashion, couture, opinions, disappointment, sloth,
Loathing.
loathing, boring, disrespectful on the runway. We're going to talk the Met Gala. And Rachel is here.
My
Bekah's
sister is here to discuss these looks because there's a lot to dissect here. I know we're coming in a week late.
You know, I'm fine coming in a week late because I feel like something about the Met Gala that is important is that you have to really sit with it for a minute. Sure, you have your initial reactions, but sometimes the initial reactions, they're just wrong.
You need to sit with it, pray about it.
Sometimes my simple brain at least is wowed by like a color or something, diamonded. And then when I really sit with like, is this truly worthy of the Met Gala and the theme? No, Jessica, stop being an idiot.
Yes.
So I'm happy that I've been able to sit and kind of take a moment to really ingest my opinions.
I think what we should really start with, Rachel, first give a brief intro of yourself,
Please.
your qualifications.
I have a bachelor's degree. It's in costume. I don't really follow fashion, so I'm coming at it more from the costume angle. But I love clothes, and I think they're the most functional piece of art.
And I think we're coming at it from, honestly, a really good angle, because Rachel has her bachelor's in costuming. I have my bachelor's in art. Jess, you're a former costume designer. I mean, not costume designer.
Wardrobe stylist. I wish I could sew, etc.
No,
fashion,
I meant wardrobe stylist. My brain totally just blanked out. But yeah, I feel like that's actually sort of like a great trifecta of critique.
It is. And I feel like, broads, if you're watching the YouTube and you look at us, we look like a panel of experts, and I cannot deny that.
Also, Rachel has a pretty good, even though you don't keep up with current fashion, you have a decent knowledge of American fashion history.
It's very important to me, especially like classic, old Hollywood, all of that stuff, and just like the evolution of American fashion.
Which is perfect.
Perfect. And also, I mean, to me too, when we're talking costuming, you're perfect to discuss the Met Gala.
Yes. Why don't you, first of all, Rachel, something I think that's really important to go into this discussion with is that a lot of the at-home viewers seem to not realize there is a theme.
Yes.
Every year for the Met Gala.
Yes. This is a very important piece of the Met Gala. This is not a place where you bring out just high fashion, what you look best in, your favorite designer. This is not the purpose of the Met Gala. The Met Gala's purpose is a theme, and you need to abide by the theme. One of the things that is the most frustrating of all time for me every single year at the Met Gala is that people refuse to follow the theme.
Yeah.
There's one rule.
It's supposed to be a curated parade of art. So it's like any other museum piece that you would go to that a person has put together. They found all these pieces specifically for this theme and for this like message that they're trying to send. It's any Halloween party you throw where someone shows up in their t-shirt and jeans and they're like, I'm me for Halloween. It's like, you're uninvited.
You're banned.
You're banned.
You're boring and we hate you.
It's frustrating that people don't participate in this parade that they've been chosen to be a part of, to come and like demonstrate this theme and like provide this message, and then they show up in a alien costume with a sword and a little book or like a black tuxedo and a bow tie, and it's like, I don't even know why you came.
Yes, and it's such a high honor too to be invited to the Met Gala. And then what a lot of people don't understand too is that here, broads, when you're invited to the Met Gala, specifically if you're a celebrity, you're not paying for your outfit. This is not like I'm choosing my specific outfit and I'm doling out cash. No, you get to work with designers, okay? So this is not a time for you to be lazy. This is an opportunity for you to, like Rachel, you're saying, take the theme, take the parade, and participate in it, and it's not like you're doling out your own cash to have to do this. All you have to do is respect the theme and dive into it.
You know what the equivalent of it is? It's like in Mean Girls where she's like, I'm a mouse, duh. And she's in like a hot girl corset and ears. That is the equivalent that I saw with some of the looks this year. It's like, I look really good though. So
Yes.
it's America, duh.
Completely.
I'm an American and I'm looking good. I don't know what you want. Which also
That's part of the theme.
That I like love American fashion, love American like costume history, all of that. I would also never make that the theme of the Met Gala.
Okay, so you need to lay out what the theme is because a lot of people don't know.
Okay. So this Met Gala, I don't know a whole lot about this, so I kind of fill in the blanks with my own things that so I talk really confidently, but I don't really know. So it's a 2-part thing where they're having one part right now, and then they're having another like museum thing later. So it's 2 parts. One of the themes is American independence. And the other one is In America, a lexicon in fashion. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is just like the broadest theme you could literally ever come up with.
Ever.
There's no defining feature, because something like camp can be interpreted in a million and one ways, and you can do all these different things with it. But there is the like unifying element. But there's not really anything unifying about American fashion. Because like that's the whole point. There's people from everywhere. There's people doing all sorts of different kinds of things with fashion for different reasons in different parts of the country.
It's also a really broad period of time, too.
Yeah, it's a broad period of time. And we've also, let's be real, America steals everything. And so we, have basically throughout history, like stolen all of our styles and designs from everyone else. So it's a little bit like, where do we even start?
Which is just fashion history in the first place is just, oh, I really like that shape, but I really like this technique or that color with this sort of like whatever style.
Well, what we'll get into later is Rachel and I, though, were like, there are some really quintessentially American styles that we did not see people leaning into.
Oh, okay. This is a very
represented.
conversation. Okay.
So the curator, Andrew Bolton, talking on the theme, said that the main fact that he chose this theme was that American fashion, the American fashion community has been supporting us for 75 years. So I wanted to acknowledge its support. And I was like, cool, send them a thank you note. I don't care. And then the other part of it, he said, I think that the emphasis on conscious creativity was really consolidating during the pandemic and the social justice movements. So he was like, I love Black Lives Matter and I see everything you're doing. And I would like to make that part of my exclusive museum that you have to pay to get into, because I think it would be really cool. And everyone would find that really, really fun of me to be like, yes, work, America. We're all in it together. But he's Andrew Bolton, you're not in America with the rest of us. You're in a different world.
Sir.
Well, and the Met Gala doesn't really, like, everybody hears about it, everyone sees the memes or whatever, but not everyone goes and then looks up the the accompanying museum pieces, because I don't, I live in California and I'm not going to go on my laptop and look at a museum in New York.
Right. You're not going to take the 360 tour online.
I'm not going to do that. And so there is some more like delving into, because like one of their pieces is about like who gets to be American and talking about who didn't get to participate in fashion and like what they're like in mainstream American fashion and sort of like who was left out and why, which is also weird for a museum that is like has a cover charge and like is like really expensive and all these different things. And it's like, not everyone has access to it still. So it seems weird to be like, oh my God, people weren't allowed to participate in art. And that's just like so sad for them.
Yeah.
History, like back, not now. Money, please. Oh, it's so sad. Give me your money. And so it's a little I mean, there's great stuff to be said. I mean, I think it's nice that they're like showcasing some really interesting stuff in the museum, but it's just, it's a little weird.
Well, also something we were talking about is that there's a number of looks that just weren't showcased in any mainstream media. Now, granted, I know a lot of the looks that are being shown do pertain to the person wearing it in terms of their notoriety, their fame. Like, of course, that's
if they're A-list, etc.
Right. So I get that because there's a lot of attendees, but there were a number of different looks that really hit the theme on the head. I think it was so bizarre. Oh, I mean, I don't want to jump ahead because I don't want to take anyone's looks that they were going to say, but there were some that I literally just saw today.
Yeah.
Like Sebastian Hernandez at Brown Skin Hazel on Instagram went in this like full, like, I mean, well, we're going to have to show it we're going to have to throw a photo up, but it's like, I didn't see that being talked about anywhere. And this was this total embodiment of the theme of like, what does like what is the history of American fashion and what are the implications of the white people who came to America and like took over with their fashion and all of these other, conversations that come along with that. But I'm like, okay, didn't see that talked about anywhere. But I think that was a great cursory overview of the theme, and I think we should get into the looks.
Yeah, Broads, we have, like Bekah was saying, there's some that we haven't seen because they were just difficult to find. There's no coverage, and it's truly unfortunate because I think the Met Gala, what should be important is the fashion, not the celebrity. So let's get who has the best fashion. Let's get those folks covered. Okay, Broads, interrupting the fashion breakdown for a moment to talk about some fashion, okay? You know the pair of shoes you always keep next to the door or right inside your garage that you wear for everything, whether it's to run and pick up the kids or go on a walk or go to a cute lunch with your friends, the everything shoe? Well, for me, that pair is a pair that is so chic, so comfortable that I get constant compliments on it, okay? And that is a pair of ROTHY'S. Okay, a few pairs of ROTHY'S.
ROTHY'S shoes are literally perfect. They're so freaking comfortable. The first time I put mine on, I was totally in love. There's like no break-in period at all. Plus, they're made with recycled marine plastics and plastic water bottles, which it not only makes them better for the environment, but they're also 100% machine washable. So when your ROTHY'S are looking a little rough, you just toss them in the wash and they'll come out looking good as new.
I love their best-selling shoe, which is the Point, because it goes with literally everything and it just looks put together, but has the feel of a sneaker because it's so comfortable. But there are so many good styles to check out. I encourage you so highly to go to rothys.com. So many different styles, patterns. I'm obsessed. Also, don't forget to check out their kids and newly launched men's sections while you are at it.
To help you welcome the fall season in style, ROTHY'S is doing something pretty special. They gave us the chance to share this super rare opportunity with our listeners for a limited time. So right now, you can get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/chatty. That's ROTHY'S.com/chatty. Head to rothys.com/chatty and you'll find your new favorites today.
So Bekah and I are both, dare I say, a little bit competitive, and not even about big things necessarily. We both just like to win. This means that we're constantly looking for new games to play or ways to compete in our everyday lives, And one of our passions is Best Fiends, our favorite mobile puzzle game that we can play anywhere, anytime. It's seriously fun.
Oh, okay. Love Best Fiends. When you play Best Fiends, you work through an actual storyline to destroy the bad guys, the slugs. Fun fact, I was absolutely terrified of slugs as a child, so I personally really like this. And you collect cute characters and solve puzzles along the way. And the thing I love most about Best Fiends compared to other games is you don't need to be super invested to enjoy it. You also don't need any Wi-Fi. So I always felt like I couldn't start playing the game because I would need to invest a lot of time to understand what's going on. And, I just want something to pick up when I just need a spare minute to play and I don't want to be on social media apps scrolling away. So anyway, with Best Fiends, it's just as fun as if you have 5 minutes to play or 50 minutes to play.
And you never have to worry about running out of levels to beat or puzzles to solve because the team at Best Fiends adds new levels each week, so there's always a new challenge awaiting you. I mean, there are thousands of levels to play through. I love to play Best Fiends when I need a quick break between Zoom calls or when I'm riding passenger when Evan is driving. And of course, I constantly have friendly competitions going on.
Download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's Friends without the R, Best Fiends.
But we are all going to present our cases for the best, our favorites and our least favorite of the Met Gala. And if you're not on YouTube, this might be when you might want to watch because we'll make sure that there's some photos for
I will
everyone.
do a brief description real quick, or actually each person should do it when they present theirs. Give a little objective description of the look for those who might be driving or, whatever, for whatever reason, can't look at it. Okay.
Bekah, also maybe say what you said about your impressions about how we are receiving the art, not necessarily about.
Oh yeah. So Rachel and I were on the phone for 3 hours last night going over all the looks, and Rachel was like, oh, we should look up this look might seem kind of drab, but this is what the designer's message was. And I have a particular, and I feel like this is really divided in the art world though. To me, I appreciate getting to hear an artist or a designer's description of their intent behind the work. However, if you're in an art gallery, if you're looking at a piece of fashion on the runway, a lot of people don't have the access or even the knowledge of where to begin in order to find that information of what the intent was behind the piece. So what I kind of think is most important in order to keep fashion and art accessible and not this highbrow thing where you have to have all this education about these fancy words and descriptions. I think what's most important is the visual elements and what someone can glean from the visual elements. Obviously, people have to have visual literacy though, which a lot of people aren't taught, on how to pick up on symbolism and all that kind of thing. But the visual elements are most important.
So and there were a lot of looks this year that didn't look in line with the theme, were extremely simple. And then when you're trying to really dissect, okay, where were you all going with that? It's kind of when Tom Ford did a stint with Gucci and there was this is an homage to him as an American designer. And you're okay, you know what? Just stop. Let's make it, let's stick to the theme. And you were saying for your consumer, for most of us who are sitting on our couch looking at these photos afterwards, let's stick to the theme where we don't have to go 17 layers in and dissect why you chose this, aka you just wanted to wear this dress and you were trying to find a loophole to wear it.
Also,
that's most of the time.
I was going to say, and from the other side, I'm definitely more on the other side of impression versus intent, just because coming from a costume design standpoint, I'm everything means something and they chose this fabric because it's the fabric, I like all that kind of bookish things that no one cares about and doesn't even read on stage even you won't notice the details, but they mean everything to the person who's telling the story.
Sure.
And I think that piece is so incredible, even to a standard consumer, if the look is clear that it's in line with the theme. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When you see someone whose look is clearly in line and then you find out
highbrow details.
Yes, and you find out that the eyelets on whatever are it's an homage to that. You're oh my God, this is incredible. Every single tiny detail is just perfect, perfection and has a story to it. But yeah.
So it's it can have layers and the top layer can be readable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm into the melding of both. Okay, let's get into it. Jess, I think you should start with your one of your best looks.
Okay.
And these are in no particular order. We each picked a handful of favorites and least favorites. In no particular order.
And I can't wait because I think maybe we might argue about some of these things and I
can't wait. Okay, so what I gotta hear when someone, obviously you gotta give your reasons and then we should discuss after someone gives their overview of their reasons.
Okay.
Our impressions.
Yes.
Perfect.
We're gonna tear you apart, Jess.
I am excited. Okay, One of my first favorite looks of the night was Dan Levy in custom J.W. Anderson.
I didn't even fucking see this.
Yes.
Did you see that one, Rachel?
Yes. It wasn't on the list that we looked through. Again, talking about like who's represented, who gets left out. But I did see it the night before, and it was like, it's so fun.
Okay, so Broads, this look to me, this is why, first of all, we are on theme. Dan Levy has these poofed out shoulders. It's kind of in a globe shape. The art on it is from I'm a blank on the artist's name, and I apologize, but he is an activist specifically focusing on the AIDS crisis, and this is some of his artwork. They made this creation where they are celebrating it with the globe behind it, sketched out paintings and drawings of the map, and it is so beautiful. It's stunningly crafted. The colors, the pastel colors, I'm obsessed with. The way that his entire outfit, it goes top to bottom. We have the two men kissing on the front, their sequins. There's then all the way down the pants. We have the maps, the maps of the United States, and then the shoes, the flowers on the shoes with the boots. I mean, everything top to bottom to me is 100%. We are on theme. There is a message supporting the queer community. Yes, yes, yes. And then also, I can see that Dan Levy is holding a clutch, and I wish I knew more about this. I have to look into this.
I know all about this.
Tell
this
me.
Art. Well, I don't know all about this, but we actually studied this when we were studying art from the AIDS epidemic, and that is specifically from the artist Dan, which I don't know. Is that the designer of that is different, right?
J.W. Anderson is the designer.
David he's an art. So that's a big piece of art that's boiled down into that clutch by David. Oh God, I don't know how to say this name. I'm gonna do it phonetically. It's like Wojnarowicz, who was like a political activist and artist. And that it's a picture of the child, and then the text around it. I actually copied it down into one of my sketchbooks. I'm gonna find it. But anyway, keep talking about what you like about it.
I mean, that was basically it.
So that artwork says, one day this kid will get larger. One day this kid will come to know something that causes sensation equivalent to the separation of the earth from its axis. One day this kid will reach a point where he senses a division that isn't mathematical. One day this kid will feel something stir in his heart and throat and mouth. One day this kid will find something in his mind and body and soul that makes him hungry. Anyway, it keeps going. It keeps going. The very end of it is this kid will be faced with electroshock drugs and conditioning therapies in laboratories tended by psychologists and research scientists. He will be subject to loss of home, civil rights, jobs, and all conceivable freedoms. All this will begin to happen in 1 or 2 years when he discovers his desire to place his naked body on the naked body of another boy. Okay. And it's a photo of him as a child, the artist.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. So we're talking about where you have an outfit, you have a costume, and it makes you want to find out the layers about it. This piece on Dan Levy is as soon as I saw this, I had to look up who the designer is, inspiration, and then you find out this entire story behind it, and that is the Met Gala. So I am a huge fan.
Bravo.
I love that you accidentally called him David once, which I think is really fun.
David.
David, you're looking really good.
Listen, David.
Yeah, I mean, I love a heavy-handed gay message and being you can't not look at this. There's not a way that this doesn't read gay, and I always love that. I love he has his little shit-kicking boots on, which I think are such a fun addition to this whole look. I feel that's one of my favorite parts is he has this whole globe thing going on in these pants that are really upsetting to me. The pants are it makes the look, but I hate looking at them.
I wish that the pants would have been tailored more. I don't like that they're coming out of the boot loosely. I wish it would have been fully tapered in.
I hate those pants.
Yeah.
I support them in the look, but as a standalone piece, they upset me.
I don't think they're necessary for the look.
I don't think they hurt it really, but I don't think they're necessary. But the boots are like my favorite little thing that just, I feel like brings this whole look together.
I would personally go with the same like baby blue of the around the collar, that area, and I would do just a sleek tapered pant.
And I would have done that sequin all the way down.
There we go.
Sequin to the ankle,
because
bitch.
it starts on the pant. Yeah,
Yes.
I feel you on that.
Sequin all the way down to the toes, baby.
Yeah.
But there's pieces here where it's like,
and it looks like there's
I would have
layers. Like, I'm
adjustments.
sure there's so many more.
There's so many layers to it. And this is like, regardless of if you like the look or not, has a message and it sticks to the theme.
It's also a man who's doing something with his look.
Yes.
I mean, apart from the message, we've got the sleeve moment. We've got we've got shit going on. So I got to give him that.
Yes. Would I have paired the sleeve with the collar? Probably not. I probably would have had more of an open, non-collared shirt at this point. But you know what? Those are the little moments. But overall, obsessed.
Okay.
And he looks absolutely stunning.
I think we should all do our go around of our favorite looks, like one round before going over our.
Let's do it.
Getting so nasty.
Let's stay on a positive note.
Let's do a positive note. Let's keep going.
Rachel, why don't you go with your first, one of your first favorite looks?
Okay, so one of my first favorites is Kim Kardashian's look.
Controversial
take. So she's in jersey fabric, total hood covering her whole face, arms, legs, everything. She's in like a bodycon dress made of jersey, and then has like leggings that cover her boots underneath with like 2 trains coming out and a huge long black ponytail. The reason for me, this is one where like impression versus artist's intention is totally a thing in this, because when I first saw this, I was like jaw dropped, loved it, because to me, Kim Kardashian is the center point truly of American fashion. A lot of people who are way, way up in fashion think that they are the center point of American fashion. But like the American consumer is on Instagram. The American consumer is like walking around, doing their thing, going to school, going to work, whatever. And they all know what Kim Kardashian is doing, and they all know what she's wearing, and they all know what she's selling.
Fashion Nova copies her looks in less. They'll have it overnight. She wears something and they will get their team on it. So that is sold on the website the next morning.
So to me,
no one else has that influence
or not, whatever you feel about Kim Kardashian, she is a great representation of like what America is in a lot of ways, unfortunately, and has a lot to do with the fashion industry. And like you were saying, like fast, like she is the center point of all of that. And like of all consumerism and all of this pop culture, everything, Kim Kardashian is the center of it right now and has been. And now, especially with Kanye, they're the center of fashion to me. She's the center of American like pop culture and fashion. So for her to show up to an event and be like, it's me.
Chills all over my body.
No one else can wear anything because you guys are not American fashion. I am.
I know. I'm
American
too.
fashion. And it just like, my face was melting. I was like, this is it. Just showing up and being like, we're not even here because we're the event.
Right. They're invisible.
Oh my God. Chills all over my
Why
body.
would I show up? It's me. Look at anything I've ever worn in my entire life. I am American fashion. I don't need to dress up for this. So that blew me away.
This shadow of the night of the event, right?
Oh God.
I loved it. I was so obsessed.
good.
And then in reality, so that was my impression. And I was like floored. I was like, I am in love with this look. I don't even really like Kim Kardashian, but I was like, I'm obsessed. This is everything.
Wow,
and
what
also
a
From
take.
an art standpoint.
And the performance art aspect of it too. They were she and the makeup artist were posting like the look like before the night,
Glam.
like doing glam. Yeah, doing glam.
And let's be honest too, you know that Kim's intentionality was for all of us to think that was Kanye out there with her.
Was it not?
No.
Oh.
That was not. it was either like a friend or a makeup artist.
Okay, because that's what I said to Bekah. I texted Bekah. I was like, "Do you think that was Kanye?"
It wasn't, but obviously everyone then was stirring like, "Oh my God, they're on the carpet together." It looked just like Ye, like it looked exactly like him. It looked like what a piece that he would wear.
Which is then bringing in an interesting point of it doesn't even have to be her. Kind of like you're saying, this is a placeholder.
Right. Like maybe it wasn't even Kim.
Body double.
And like interestingly enough, Alexis Stone had posted the next day. I don't know if you guys know who Alexis Stone is, but Jess, of course, knows. But she's known for like really big stunts and all of these like publicity things and like being someone you're not and all these different things. And she posted like Alexis Stone on the runway, which obviously it's not Alexis Stone because she's much taller than Kim Kardashian. Mm-hmm. But sort of the idea that like this could be anyone, but you guys think it's me, so it's me.
Oh my God, Rachel, I am covered in chills top to bottom now breaking down this thought process of yours. The idea of that, especially too, that everyone in America has now everyone has gone to their plastic surgeon to get the exact size and shape that Kim Kardashian has. Like you truly could be anyone.
Yeah. And then we go back into reality.
Okay, what the intent was.
Mm-hmm. Because Kardashian said, "What's more American than Jersey head to toe?" And I was like, okay.
Yes.
So I don't know what the intentions were. I know there's like a lot with like Donda coming out, and like the all black.
Right,
and,
she's
like,
been doing it for
the absence of whatever. So there's all of those elements, but to me, I'm always going to be struck by like my first impression of it. And I just really, really love this look.
It's so good. It's so good. And like, then your impression of it and the intent, whatever the intent may be. And then on top of it, you add the fact that she did this t-shirt fabric.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that she took it there. Like, I mean, it's genius. And it sticks with the fucking theme.
And also, like, art can sometimes an artist's intent is like, I remember doing this like in school of like, you will spend 3 hours and then you'll like read the artist statement and they're like, "I've just been really obsessed with the materiality of clay and that's why I did this." And you're like, I was like dissecting this hole in the bottom right about like the entire time. And maybe that was just like a flaw. But that's the cool thing about art and fashion, right? Is it's like, it's a mirror of like your own ideas. It's not necessarily about that person's idea.
And I feel like it's also such a thing to like look at Kim and be like, they're doing this, they're doing all this marketing, and you're like really, really thinking about it. And then she's like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna get blonde hair now." And it's like, that's it. There's not any, like there's no more to the story.
Like,
you just wanted to look black hair, So I think that's fun.
Now, you guys, I am so excited to talk about one of my favorite looks. This is my actually favorite look, period.
Okay.
I am so excited to talk about, also because I had no idea beforehand who this person was. My favorite look was Maluma in Versace. I mean, I have so much to say about this look, but I'll keep it simple. What I loved is what I did see from other musicians is this reference to particularly like pop icon fashion throughout history. Mm-hmm. And I like that. I like someone sort of staying within the theme of like their realm, I think is great. And there's so much happening in this look. Okay. First of all, I mean, the color choice and everything, Rachel and I were talking about this last night. Like, he could have done white. They could have done red. They could have done black or whatever for the actual leather suit. But this like salmon color is such a specific choice. I don't know why, but it is, to me, it's what really makes this whole look contemporary, because what's being referenced in this look, I mean, we've obviously got Elvis. We've got it's so good. We've got Michael Jackson with the bejeweled glove. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. We've got just the whole shirt underneath to me has like Prince vibes with this like gold. I mean, it's so decadent and like over the top. And what I also love too is that he's a Colombian singer. And my sister and I, we were actually both saying like, we wish we would have seen more reference to this like ranchero American fashion piece, and which I think this is really giving with the boots and everything, and knowing that he's Colombian really adds to it. And so I love this meld of like a little bit of Latin culture and obviously flavor that he's just bringing on his own, combined with these pop icons. Like it's incredible. I love it.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And the fact that still, okay, so what blows my mind after like looking over most of the looks for the Met Gala is the irony that the non-American fashion designers got the theme more. Okay, so you have Maluma's in Versace, right? Yeah. And so you're able to have this, they're on theme, and yet they still kept the Versace symbols around the cuffs of the jacket, and I believe the studs on like the rim of the jacket are the symbol. I mean, it's fantastic. But it's wild to me that looking over most of the looks, the non-American designers were like, we're gonna actually follow the theme.
Yeah.
Versus the American designers were like, I guess this is our pass to just put our own basic outfits, just, because it's an American designer.
And also
peak of like not studying for your Spanish test because like some Spanish from your mom.
Yes.
And then you show up and everyone who like studied aces it, and you're kind of like,
like,
I don't really know the grammar that well, actually. It's like, that's exactly what happened.
1,000%.
They were like, I know American fashion. I am American fashion.
I also just love the editing of this look too, because another thing when I was going through everything is some of them were really overstyled, which I'm sorry, but that one was a bit
Dan Levy was overstyled.
Dan Levy's was overstyled. And then some of them were just, some looks were just like, needed a couple things to be removed. Some needed a couple more. This to me was just perfect. The charms on the glove to like the just right amount of this like bejeweling. It was just to the hair. I just thought it was perfect. 10 out of 10.
It also doesn't scream, I feel like. I mean, it's obviously really flashy, but it's not one that it's like, hey, look at me. Yeah. I promise you'll like this outfit. You just like it when you look at it. It just looks good.
It's so good. It's so good.
Love it. It excites me.
A round of hate?
A round of hate. All right. Well, everyone.
I'm excited. I hope you're not stealing either of our thunder.
Oh, God, I know.
Not stealing our thunder, if that's not possible. Tell me. I've been waiting, Jess. I knew it was coming.
Now, Broads, granted, is this a personal vendetta? Sure.
You should honestly look at this photo. This is the one we should put up, though, with the glasses, because this one is just...
Yes, I also, though, I'll explain why I didn't.
Okay.
Because I feel like it gives it a little more credit than I wanted to give it.
Okay.
This might be a personal vendetta to a certain degree. Broads, you know how I feel about this individual, but she showed up, and what she did is she smacked the Met Gala theme right in the fucking face and did nothing, okay?
She gave us nothing.
She was wearing Saint Laurent, okay? We're not even trying like Michael Kors, Ralph Lauren. We're Saint Laurent, and this is a Hailey Bieber look, okay? We're Hailey Bieber. This is a black dress, a basic silhouette. We have the nice, the cutout in the front with some of the crystals. Is it a nice dress? Yes. Does she look beautiful? Duh. It's fucking Hailey Bieber. She could wear a trash bag and be stunning. This is so not on theme.
Look at her hair.
Her hair is
lifeless,
slightly,
like her look.
Yes. Exactly. Completely lifeless. It's the fucking Met Gala. This outfit.
Shameful.
The Met Gala.
The disrespect.
And honest to God, I'm sorry. As much as I don't like Justin and Hailey Bieber. They are America's sweetheart couple. And so this is their moment to fucking wow the crowd. We are America's sweetheart. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to maybe throw a Western spin on it? Are you going to throw, some sort of even like fucking 80s spin on it? Do something funky. I don't care, but make a choice. And this,
what they should have done, I would have cried of joy if they had done Justin and Brittany denim.
Fantastic. Denim, beautiful.
Icons, references, cowboy hat.
Even my thing is, it's like, you want to be classy? You want to do like this whole classy chic look? Do JFK and Jackie O.
Or Marilyn Monroe or whatever.
I mean, like, just like do something that is like, has a representation.
And something even minorly referential.
I don't care.
Well, I think that definitely the idea for her feels like they're trying to do Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Right. And so that's why
got her sunglasses and she's wearing black.
Yes. And that is why I did not choose the photo with her in sunglasses, because I'm like, I don't want to give her the credit of the fact that it's trying to be Breakfast at Tiffany's, because to me, this is such a last minute decision of like, here, put these sunglasses on. Like, it's just, it's laziness. It is a disrespect to the Met Gala, and I reject it. Again, like I said too, like, let's talk about who this couple is. Like, this is not a random person who can't get a hookup for a unbelievably custom couture outfit.
That's
they could get the most high level custom couture, these two. And it's just basic. And Justin wore he wore Drew House. He wore his own brand on the runway.
It's embarrassing.
Yes. It's just like, come on,
the
you
shoes.
guys.
Yeah, the shoes. I was like, okay.
So that was my number one. And honestly, again, do I think it's a pretty dress? Sure. It's Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent is always classic and stunning.
You know what it says? It just says, I don't want to be here.
Exactly. I'm
too good for this.
Why did you come?
And the facial expression on the runway the whole night was, I don't want to be here. The face screamed it. The outfit screamed it. And I was just like, would you like to give your ticket to one of us? Because
just go home.
Just go home. I mean, the disrespect.
And that's sort of my feeling about, like, you chose to participate in a parade and then you complained about being there the whole time.
Yes.
Like, you got invited to be a part of this gigantic art piece and you were like, I guess I'll go.
Yep.
Embarrassing.
Yep. You're doing something.
I mean, look at what Gigi Hadid did. Gigi Hadid did a great look that had these.
Hers was amazing.
That had these great elements that felt like true to her and also true to the theme and also like sexy, whatever.
That 60s, that ponytail that's screaming American the 60s. Like, I mean, it's
some little bedazzled tights. I mean, a little black leather glove. I mean, just something.
Nothing.
Not even
Haley
gloves,
gave nothing.
Haley? Not even gloves?
Haley gave nothing. And she could have given she could have given everything, and that's why it's
even
upsetting
if
to
she
me.
had worn like rhinestone bedazzled fingerless gloves up her sleeve. Can you imagine what a difference that would give?
It would have been
Put
way
her
more
hair up.
Yeah,
do anything.
It would have been then way more an homage to Breakfast at Tiffany's then,
with a modern twist.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, how dare they?
Nothing was given.
Nothing.
Okay. Rachel.
This one is also maybe a little personal.
We love a personal vendetta.
Where I don't have a huge explanation. I just hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hate. Think it's ugly. And I don't like it. So my first hate is, and this is actually like one of my sweetheart designers. So it's Anna Wintour in Oscar de la Renta. Her hair looks great. Her makeup's nice. The dress is ugly. There's ruffles around the collar. It's full floral.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Head to toe, full floral. Got floral sleeves. We've got this like mermaid with the bottom tiered ruffles. There's a ruffle collar. There's tiered ruffle sleeves. She's drowning in a couch, and it's so bad. Also,
it's not even couch-esque. Like, remember when Kim Kardashian did the couch, when she was pregnant?
You couch well.
Right, exactly.
You can do grandma's couch beautifully. But here's the problem. It looks like there's so many elements to this that I hate. So the theme is completely ignored because, again, she thought she was Kim Kardashian. She thinks she's the center of all fashion, which maybe you're not the center, but you're the puppet master. I'll give you that.
Sure.
You dictate how everything trickles down all the way down to, Shein and Fashion Nova, whatever. You sure, you pull the strings at the very top, which means you have a huge separation from the actual American people and what the actual American consumer is about. If you're, editing Vogue and I'm shopping at Target, like you don't know who I am. So there's that element, but also she looks like a, woman who's maybe in her, middle age, getting older. And she's like, I'm going to try something new and fun and fresh. And I'm going to pick up this weird floral dress.
This says funky mother of the bride.
Oh,
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah, it's someone like trying to step out of their comfort zone for a little bit of excitement.
Yeah.
But it's just bad. And the ruffles are too much and they hit weird on her wrists. They're like a little bit too high.
Oh my God. It looks like it's her
Which is very strange.
It looks like it's like her 70th birthday.
This is the mother of the bride who I'm at the bar caught and she's drunk and I'm trying to leave with my drinks and she won't stop talking to me and then she starts hitting on my husband and it's super awkward.
Right. She starts talking about how she was about her sex life in the in the 30s or whenever that was.
And the styling is weird.
The necklace.
The necklace.
Oh. That looks like something that Carrie from The Bachelor would pull.
It's a weird choice with the necklace, and the neckline is, again, her hair looks great. Everything other, from here down, I'm not a fan. I really hate it.
It's horrible. And you know what? And this isn't an ageism thing too, because actually our next go around, I will do one of my favorites by an older woman that I think nailed the look, and I have thoughts on it. But
I think some of my favorite in general at the Met Gala, some of my favorite looks are from older women. Yeah. Like I think they steal the show often, and they, obviously like the younger A-list people get all the photos, but like, man.
This was such a miss.
And it's disappointing because you would expect her to be in nothing but the best. She has all the references. She has all the understanding. She has all of the history. She has all of the knowledge.
She has any designer at her disposal.
Yeah, seriously.
She could get anyone in the world. She's seen all the material and she chose this.
This is also embarrassing for Oscar de la Renta. I'm sorry. I also usually love his designs.
They all hit for me, except for this one, which I would like to go in the trash.
Wow, what a disappointment. I had not seen that look and I am honestly shook to my core. And speaking of when I was saying like a Jackie O, that I'm shocked that Anna Wintour did not do a reference to some sort of like box 60s, what a swing and what a miss. Okay, broads, interrupting this fashion conversation once more to talk about fashion that, it goes on underneath. It's the important stuff. Broads, we need to ask you, what kind of underwear are you wearing? And we mean that in the most sincere, not creepy way possible, okay? Because look, if your underwear is not the most comfortable thing on your body at all times, you're wearing the wrong underwear. There's just no other way to say it. So cut it out. Stop suffering and being uncomfortable and pick yourself up a pair of MeUndies.
Oh my God. When I tell you, MeUndies are made from the most incredible, softest fabric in the world, you guys, I am not exaggerating. All of MeUndies are made using a micro-modal blend, which if you've ever felt modal, it feels like a hug. That's how soft it is. Plus, MeUndies styles come in 68 different colors and patterns, and a range of sizes, from extra small to 4XL. If you're a cheeky brief person, or if boxers are more your thing, maybe you prefer something high-waisted, thongs, whatever, MeUndies has so many amazing styles to choose from. I love their boy shorts because it's still kind of warm in LA, so they make the perfect sleeping short. I wear them around the house all the time. I own multiple pairs, and I will probably order more soon.
The fact of the matter is, broads, I really do love fashion. I truly do. And I'd always cared about what goes on top, but never below, never the undergarments. And that's because I had never truly experienced the comfort that MeUndies brings. And now I'm extremely passionate about underwear because the lushness that I experience, the true comfort with MeUndies is unparalleled. paralleled. Okay. And since we all need undergarments, at least sometimes, why not join the MeUndies membership, a monthly subscription that sends new pairs right to your door. Each month you'll choose new undies socks or a bralette and pick the style and color or print that feels the most to you, which is so fun, right? They also have so many fun prints. Oh my God. Plus, enjoy discounted pricing, free shipping, and exclusive early access to new launches. Love your butt and get the membership.
To get 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to meundies.com/chatty. That's meundies.com/chatty.
Okay, this may seem unlike me, but something I was always so excited about when I was a kid was the idea of hosting dinner parties when I had a home of my own. I watched my mom do it all growing up, and it was just always so magical. Holidays and birthday parties and family gatherings. I always dreamed of having these beautiful tables set just like my mom did for these special events. But then I realized just how hard it is to put together a nice table. Not only do you have to pick out the perfect flatware and serving platters that complement each other, but also there are so many options out there. And who was going to tell me that this stuff costs a small fortune?
Broads, you need to check out Fable Home. Gray and I had been talking forever about replacing all of our dishes because they had become just kind of like a hodgepodge of cheap dishes from stores that you buy from when you're first moving into your apartment in college. And then, lo and behold, we got this ad read for Fable, so we got a whole new set of dishes, and I am obsessed. Fable Home makes setting a beautiful table so easy, the pieces are stunning, and everything is crafted and hand-finished in Portugal and made with recycled clay in a zero-waste facility. These pieces look so much more expensive than they are. I was shocked at the price, and I always get compliments on my dinnerware. But the thing I love most is they're stunning but can still stand lots of daily use. My children are always trying to throw everything on the ground, and they have stood up to the test. Elevated, but equally practical, which is the best combo.
If you are in the market for some new dinnerware, take my advice and go straight for their selection of curated bundles. Not only do these come with everything you need to get you set in a new place, replace an old set of dishes, or maybe just host your first big family holiday, but you'll also save money when you buy a bundle. And I can't say it enough. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with everything that Fable has. I'm so proud of my dinnerware now. So proud of it.
So head over to fablehome.co and use code chatty to take 10% off your first purchase today. That's fablehome.co and use code chatty for 10% off your first purchase. fablehome.co. Code chatty.
Now,
It's bad.
you want to talk about a swing and a miss.
Oh no.
Tell us.
Oh no.
Now, the last one was, like I said, he's a Colombian singer, and I loved this sort of like Latin flavor that he was bringing to the outfit.
I know.
I want to know. I don't know.
I'm sorry, y'all.
This is controversial, I think.
Controversial? This is one of the worst outfits on the runway. Camila Cabello.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Who did you think I was talking about?
we'll talk about it later.
My
This is so sad. Everything about this is sad. From her, you know what? I guess
On my hate list.
I guess nothing says American fashion like a made in China spirit Halloween Selena costume, because that's what she came in.
It looks...
It's horrible. Everything about it, from the color to the cheap looking sequins to the cut to the shoes, everything to the hair, it's all bad. It's all bad.
This is so... the cut is so bad. It looks like, and I can't sew, and like truly it looks like I threw the skirt together and bunched. Like it's just not...
Is that her
It's
purse
just not
or her
it.
train, that fuzzy thing?
I think that's
it's a jacket.
Yeah, like a shawl.
Oh, jacket. Okay.
You know what's so disappointing too is I remember I was looking at the looks from the VMAs, and she killed it the night before at the VMAs. And I remember seeing the look the night before, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see Camilla at the Met Gala.
She said, this weekend is, I can only do
She
one.
said the VMAs, I'm going to choose the VMAs and I'm going to ignore the Met Gala.
And not to mention her little boy toy, Shawn Mendes, coming as Spirit Halloween Indiana Jones.
It's so bad.
What is happening here?
Yeah.
He really thought he did something with the no shirt and the double belt and the little necklace. I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, the two of them it's embarrassing. And
Pre-sequined fabric at the Met? Pre-sequined fabric.
And what's so embarrassing or sad to me about it is that like they're so young and like hot in pop right now, and I'm like, this is what you came in.
I can't even believe it.
And one of my other least favorite looks is from a very young. The young. In general, I was pretty disappointed by some of the younger female stars.
The youth did not bring it this year. The youth ignored the theme, and not only did they ignore the theme, they also the fashion was okay.
It also was just, even if it was like a do your best, look good.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I'm not jumping ahead to anyone else's hate, but Addison. Yours isn't Addison Rae.
I almost put Addison Rae on
Addison
mine.
Rae.
It was so basic.
It was so ill-fitting.
It was the actual.
That's the one you were
gown.
talking about earlier, huh? Where it was like, this is the reference to the Tom. Like, wasn't that like the?
No.
Oh.
It probably might have been. There was, I forget who it was, but I remember like seeing it and being like, this is a reference. Like, this is an homage to something, but it's an excuse. But no, the Addison's dress, like the crafting of the dress is it's a beautiful outfit, but like the tailoring seemed off, and then it was also just like, it's a red dress, and I feel like I don't want to pull anyone's name, but numerous women this year just took the idea of, well, it's red and that's part of the flag, so I'm just gonna wear a red dress. And it was
Carly
like,
Kloss.
I did like Carly's dress.
It was like Spirit Week.
But it was, it was
like, I'm wearing the colors.
Amretta or whatever. It was just like, it's a red
Even
dress.
Megan Fox. It was like, it's not, what are you referencing aside from the color?
With Megan's clip and bangs.
Which we had thoughts about that. We were like, okay, do something Betty Page if that's what you're going to do. Like,
Give me vintage fetish art. Give me dominatrix from the 40s.
Yes.
Give me shoulder pads. Give me
literally
anything.
I was hoping that Megan Fox was going to come out and do like a Dita Von Teese moment, like a burlesque
latex or something.
Yeah, just something like more burlesque, and just like, ooh, I was waiting for that.
And that's how I feel about her and which one is in the red?
Addison Rae.
Yeah.
It was just like, you look pretty. You're very pretty.
You're a very pretty girl.
You're a very pretty girl.
You're a beautiful woman.
Hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this. You look beautiful. Get away from me.
I feel like someone didn't explain to the youth the purpose of the Met Gala. That's what it felt like with some of the younger people.
No, but some of them were really good. I don't know if anyone had. Okay, well, anyway, getting ahead of us. Back to the goods.
But oh man, but the Sean and Camilla, I think Michael Kors was the designer for both of their outfits, and it was like, and maybe an excuse because it's an American designer, but this was not it.
I'm not a fan of Michael Kors.
No, me either.
That tracks that I didn't like that.
Me either. All right. So I'm gonna choose one that might be a little bit left field.
Okay. Ooh, I can't wait.
And I want to say this. Personally, do I love the outfit? No, not for me. But one of the very few individuals who really stuck to the damn theme.
Oh, I might be one of my faves.
She stuck to the theme. And from my perspective, when we think America, we think Blondie. And Debbie.
This is what Rachel loved it too.
Debbie Harry, she did it. She truly did it. Zach Posen, first of all, always kills the fun.
One of Rachel's favorites.
Sweetheart. He's a sweetheart of mine.
Zach Posen does it every year. Zach Posen, like, I mean, but
not all the time.
Not all the time, but in comparison to some of these other designers, I'm sorry, in the Met Gala, Zach Posen does a lot of work for the people. Okay, sticks to the theme a lot of the times. Actually listens. Debbie Harry is American icon, right? This outfit is a denim style jacket that looks like, maybe what a classic leather jacket would look like, except it's done in denim, which leather jacket, America, denim, America, and then we have this like hoop skirt bone, you know, with then the like ribboned, the ribboned like sorry, I don't
American
know.
flag.
Sorry, I'm getting a call. What do I decline?
Send it to voicemail. Yeah,
declined. It's Evans. But you know, like for me, do I love the necklace is the thing that bothers me on this personally.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what
agreed.
that choice was, but I like the pinup hair with this look. It feels it is all, it's on theme whether you like the outfit or not. It's bold, it's big, it's America.
I also see it as this, like, you know, taking it one step further with the art, it's sort of symbolic of this unraveling of the antebellum South.
Oh,
you see the hoop skirt falling apart. You see this sort of unraveling of the stripes. And to me, that's a big, you know, political statement.
Absolutely.
I think.
And that feels on brand for Debbie Harry.
It's ragged. It's falling off of this hoop skirt structure. I think it's strong, even though I hate the look of it. But
to see a platinum blonde in a like denim jacket, it just reads to me very like Dolly, Southern,
very
like,
Dolly,
fun, all of these things. Again, the whole look together, I do not like looking at.
No, it's not.
But I like the concept.
Yes, and it's like personally, this Met Gala was done so dirty with people not following the theme that I'm like, I gotta put in my favorites list some people who actually followed the theme, even though I don't like the actual outfit itself. But she did
also,
it.
that's part of that's America. You know what I mean? I'm maybe not a huge fan of actual American fashion.
it's fucking tacky, right?
But
It's America.
That is it, baby. That's America. That's driving down the highway and you see the McDonald's sign. Like, that's the USA. And I just feel like it represents that.
And she did it. She did it. She's got the boobs pushed up. We've got the Dolly. We have the homage to Dolly with the breasts coming. I mean, it's
the rouge, the heavy rouge.
Yeah.
The red lip. Yeah, I love it.
She did it.
Yeah. She did it. She did something, you know?
She did something.
Fun. Love. Okay. All right. Let's see. So my next one, I don't know who this is. And I'm sure that I'm supposed to know who this is, but I don't know who this is. But this outfit just really like struck me as super. Okay. Jeremy O'Harris in custom Tommy Hilfiger.
Yep.
So
he's an American playwright, Rachel.
Oh, bitch.
Oh.
Okay. I'm looking up his shows because this is everything. So he's got this like black jumpsuit on, and we have the like Tommy Hilfiger little belt bringing it all together. And then he has this huge floor length puffy yellow coat. And it's just, the whole look is so well executed. It's so tasteful. It's so stylish. Like, this is one of the people who I would be intimidated to even speak to because he looks so incredibly good. It's also like, for the theme, for me, it's giving me streetwear. It also feels like someone who just got off of like a NASA flight. Like, he's like, oh, I'm back in the atmosphere. It's like a big coat. And just for me, it is working. He looks incredible. I think he's like just one of the best dressed, best put together, looks incredible.
Also, whenever I see silver done this way, I always think of like 50s rendition of the future. And this like idea of like what's futuristic.
It's all space agey. It's fun.
Yes.
But done in a way that's so contemporary and cool.
And that style of Tommy Hilfiger coat has been around for so long now. That's staple America.
I mean, Tommy Hilfiger is America.
It's America.
Yeah. American fashion.
Big old brand on the arm. Like,
it's so good.
I love him.
I hadn't seen
I'm
that
now
one.
obsessed.
That's so good.
Jeremy O'Harris.
Yeah, and actually, fun fact, Jeremy O'Harris is an American playwright, actor, and philanthropist known for his plays Daddy and Slave Play. The latter, Slave Play, received 12 nominations at the 74th Tony Awards, breaking the record set by the 2018 revival of Angels in America for most nominations ever for a non-musical play.
Wow.
So I was right when I said I should definitely know.
Definitely, you should.
Very embarrassing. I'm a Jeremy O'Hara stan now, though, to make up for it. I stan him until I die.
Wow, he is fantastic.
I'm really going back and forth on who I want to say for this favorite because I do have a lot of favorites, and it's so funny because the two I'm going back and forth between talking about. I'll just give a brief mention for I'm so sorry. Is it Sierra or Ciara? I never know.
Sierra.
It's Sierra. I always say it's Ciara because it looks like tiara for it to me. Sierra's outfit. You know, a lot of people are like, a miss. Girl, again, this is America. It's fucking American football. It's flashy. It's tacky. It's in your face. It's over the top.
Yes.
It's too much. And it's perfect. She's wearing her husband's number and the rendition of his uniform. I mean, it's all American football, baby. I love it. I love it. It's perfect to me.
As American as apple pie.
So
Yes.
I love that. Just got to give that a moment. But
Also, by the way, it's also an homage to, there was a designer, and now I'm blanking on this designer's name. There's a designer in like the 60s and 70s who would take jerseys and would sequin them.
Yeah.
So it's also then there's the connection there. There's a
It's
lot of
American
layers
fashion,
to this
yeah.
one too, which again, these are these types of outfits that make you then look it up and go, oh, what are the layers to it? And then you find out there's like 15 layers.
meanwhile, everyone on Instagram's like, hate it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay. Now, the one this is my art background coming out for me, but I love to talk about it in contrast with Anna Wintour's look. This is Sharon Stone, and I'm not sure who the designer is, but what this really said to me, talking about then Rachel's analysis of Kim Kardashian's look, I had a similar kind of moment where immediately I saw this and I had an impression of it. And to me, what Sharon Stone's look was a commentary on, to me, and possibly me alone, was ageism and misogyny in Hollywood. And there is sort of this censoring of her, older female body. She's completely covered. And I think that, it's no secret that in Hollywood, you age out of these sort of like main female roles by the time you're like 35.
Yep.
And I just think of like the censorship of the aging female body. She's sort of, you can't see any armholes or anything like that. So she's sort of restrained by this garment. And I don't know, I just saw it as a commentary on what it means to be like an older woman in Hollywood and entertainment at large. And I just thought it was really interesting. And I also liked the styling of it. So
Do a quick description for the broads.
yeah, she's basically wearing what is like a big cape, almost cone. It's like the top sort of looks like it's maybe like a jacket shoulder, but then it just kind of plunges down in these black sequined stripes, which these thin stripes also sort of read as like the censorship line to me. And it goes all the way down to the floor. So you literally can't see any part of her body from the neck down. And it's just these black sequin stripes.
I love that take on that.
So
That's very good. I saw the look and I was like, I like this, but I hadn't had that perspective on it, and that's very interesting.
it's also kind of Darth Vader-y, which is also very American.
Very
Yeah,
true.
she also just looks good. Like her hair is pretty. Her
She looks
earrings
stunning.
are lovely.
And
Yeah.
and I just looked up, and it's Tom Brown is the designer,
Oh.
and Tom Brown killed it with the looks Met Gala, even if
He
they weren't.
did?
Yeah.
I
even
noticed some of the other
even
ones
if
that
some
Tom
of them
Brown.
weren't like directly on theme, I think that there were a lot of layers. If you don't know the designer Tom Brown, Broads, that's absolutely fantastic couture. So I would
liked
guess
it. I
with
thought it was
Tom
interesting.
Brown that there's a lot of layers to that.
Okay.
For sure.
I mean, to me, it looks like the inside of the Death Star or a trash can. So I appreciate your analysis. That was not my first impression.
But also sort of this like Star Wars-esque, that's pretty American.
I think you're right. Just to me, I just had to giggle when I saw
Okay.
it.
All right. Well, I stick with my analysis.
I think it's a great analysis.
Art is relative. Okay.
hate.
Hate. I'm so ready for the next hate.
All right.
Okay.
My next hate is someone who, again, is in Saint Laurent, and this Met Gala, Saint Laurent was my arch nemesis because it just did not work this year. Olivia Rodrigo.
This is one of your hates?
Absolutely hate it.
Oh,
Absolutely hate it.
Okay, get into it.
This is when we were talking about Camilla's, where it's like, hey, did you go to Spirit Halloween? I look at this and I'm like, I wore this for Halloween last year. This is a lace bodysuit with undies underneath it. The shoes, to me, I'm looking at these shoes and I'm just like, these shoes are some Forever 21 pumps that like I would grab for $19, and then the feathers around the top. To me, this is not on theme. I'm like, okay, I can stretch it and be like, oh, kind of a burlesque vibe.
You don't think it's like Madonna?
Kind of, but again, it's like the earrings, I hate everything about it.
Wow.
I absolutely hate it, and I think it's super basic.
I don't think that there was nothing to me that I particularly liked, but I also felt like there were so many more atrocious outfits.
I find this to be the
revolting.
I find with the jewelry, the earrings, the bracelets, it looks tacky to me. And it wasn't tacky enough to be like, okay, this is on theme somehow. We're also not talking about an American designer. Like, it's just, to me, I with the youth, maybe that's why I was just disappointed, because I was just really hoping, like, Olivia Rodrigo is so hot right now that I was hoping for maybe an 80s moment, but something with bold colors, something over the top. Right. This, to me, it's a fucking bodysuit, but like it's a lace bodysuit.
You're not wrong.
And it disappointed me, the way in which, I know that I'm bringing up now someone else, but the way in which Casey Musgraves disappointed me. And Casey Musgraves normally destroys.
Casey Musgraves enraged me.
Enraged me. And normally Casey Musgraves destroys. We have two women right now who have two huge albums, chart topping. This is your moment. Do something bigger. Yeah. So that's, I mean, I think it really bothered me and it bummed me out.
Yeah. So when Bekah and I first saw this look, it's this really great picture that maybe if you saw this photograph first, you might feel differently. You probably feel the same. But I think it's the reason that it shaped mine is she's got this sort of like over the shoulder look. She looks extremely confident and beautiful. Her hair looks great. I like the earrings. She's got her like little open back moment with the feathers, and she looks really nice. It really looks like this sort of like 80s, the like stretch lace, like, and for me, that impression really hit well. Not amazing. Like I wasn't gonna
that angle much better.
But I looked up the other ones from the front, and I can understand how it would be maybe.
I can understand it too.
Disarming.
It's just, I think it was disarming to me the same way that Casey Musgraves was disarming. So when I'm having my hates, I think a lot of it comes with, to me, attached to severe disappointment.
I totally get that.
Not because I think they're the worst. Yeah, I think not because they're actually the worst looks on the runway.
Right.
Or at the gala, but like.
You should have done better.
I'm like, oh my God, you have the world at your fingertips right now. And it's your time to make an impression. Like, especially Casey Musgraves, your album just dropped. This is the time to get your photo everywhere.
Yeah.
And you pick something very basic.
Yeah.
Olivia's is way more intricate than Casey Musgraves is, but to me it's these were the ones that were disappointing to me, because it's like everything is at your fingertips right now, and you just kind of ignored it, and you did something that was just pretty standard.
I get that.
I want over the top. I wanted Olivia to show up and pull up with her theme, with her music right now, and like the style of it. I wanted her to fucking pull up onto the red carpet in a pink Cadillac,
right,
and be just like this super like bubblegum Americana, like. Oh, yeah.
And I think
same with Camila Cabello.
The reason I was excited, not super disappointed, is because I was comparing her to like Madison Beer.
Ugh, stop! Don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me.
Like I was comparing her to these other people who I would consider maybe in her like
realm,
sort of in her crowd, not necessarily thinking about like the gigantic impact she's had musically.
Yeah.
This year,
And
obviously.
I think like, yes, the people that you just mentioned, 1000%. I think again, the disappointment for me is I believe, sorry to shade these people, but I'm like, Olivia Rodrigo is a true artist. Yeah. And I don't, sorry, Madison Beer, not an artist.
No.
So I'm kind of like, this is the artist moment, right? This is the artist moment. And I feel like she could have just destroyed, and I was sad.
I think that's fair. I also think it's undeserving of worst dressed.
Yeah. But, what's yours?
Oh, I forgot that I'm next. All right. Who do we not like? Who is worst dressed? Let's see. So my next one, another one that I'm alone in hating. Great. So my next hate, loathe entirely is Kendall Jenner in Givenchy. In Givenchy.
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 In her face.
I mean, look, this one comes with context because of the numerous outlets, or maybe not outlets, maybe they're just social media people, proclaiming her as one of the best dressed of the night. I think therein lies your...
Let me speak.
Okay, sorry.
Let me speak.
Sorry.
Okay. This gown is beautifully made.
Mm-hmm.
It is obviously like hand done, incredible work by a fantastic team of artists who did an incredible job making a incredible garment. There's these gloves, there's dripping down the sleeves, diamonds. Personally, for theme, I'm missing a connection. I don't know if we're just saying wealth and extravagance is America. Sure, bit of a reach, a little bit boring for the theme. But my biggest critique, and the reason that I was so extremely disappointed by this, is the dress is wearing her. She looks like a store mannequin, like a white face, totally blank, with nothing to say to anyone other than I'm pretty. Which she looks beautiful. And the dress is incredible. And I think if it was on literally anyone else, I would like it.
Rachel, we missed a key reference.
No, I was about to say there's a major reference too.
This is embarrassing for us.
That's
I've made a fool of myself.
This is embarrassing for us. Yes, it is, Rachel.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Look at what I just texted you.
Okay, here's the thing. The reference we're referring... The dress,
it's My Fair Lady.
Kendall
bitch.
Jenner's dress is fashioned after Eliza Doolittle, My Fair Lady, the ball gown, but that's a British character.
Oh, you're fucking right.
So it's embarrassing
Also,
because it's fully referenced after Eliza Doolittle's dress, and she's fucking British.
It's true.
Okay,
So
also,
you're like-
they did a sleeve detail.
I mean,
I think it's a nice interpretation of it. But the thing is, like, I love the dress. I think the dress is beautiful and stunning and excellently crafted and fits her really well. My sort of concern and my difficulty is, like, upon seeing it, there is a complete lack of story for me. Like, sure, there's a reference there, but as far as impressions go, I completely missed it. I was like, gorgeous dress, boring, feel nothing. Anyone could have been wearing it and I would have believed it more, because the way that she's wearing it, to me, she completely fades to the background. It's like she's not even there.
Also, My Fair Lady, is based on Pygmalion, which is it's literally all set in the UK. And it's also a super classist message about, like,
But the theme
talk
is
better and people will treat you better.
The theme is America. And the story is
That's what I'm saying,
Eliza learning to speak high British.
That's what I'm saying.
You're like, there's no...
It's a story of classism set in the UK.
It doesn't make... It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense
I'm not
to
saying
the
the
theme.
dress isn't beautiful or well made. It's obviously both. But for me, on impact, there's no storytelling.
Granted, it's an
don't buy
American
it.
musical, but...
And I don't like it.
I feel similarly to you. I love the dress. I think it's absolutely stunning. I could look at it for forever, but I couldn't get over the skewed reference. It was just like, if you're gonna have an homage to Audrey Hepburn, like, you're choosing her character that's like a very British character, regardless if the musical is American or not. It's a British character, and the actors in it were British. Like, it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. In contrast, I think a dress that was like, it was like, okay, Zoe Kravitz, on the other hand, we're having a bejeweled dress that is mostly see-through, and I see Zoe Kravitz.
But also, what was like, I was literally bringing that up right now because I had a similar gripe in that. Okay, and
no.
Again, this is VMAs.
No, it's completely there's no theme that's attached. There's nothing. But neither was Kendall's. And I'm to me, I'm like, if you're going to compare the two, like what you were saying, Rachel, with someone wearing the dress versus the dress wearing you, when Zoe walked out, it was like, Zoe's wearing this fucking dress. Yeah. I also worship the ground that Zoe Kravitz walks on at all times.
Absolutely. But again, even, Kendall hit the theme a little harder than she did.
But she didn't, because it was...
Well, it's an American musical.
It does an American musical about British people.
I know.
And it's heavily themed around being British.
It's loose. It's very loose. I neither ones were best of the night for me.
I don't like it.
Okay, now I have to talk about two real quick because I'm sorry, this one's just laughable and there's not much that needs to be said. Did you see this atrocity that was Adam and Monica Mosseri?
Adam and Monica.
This is the Instagram director. The director of Instagram. And his wife. Look at her headpiece. What is this like? Is her little headpiece thing like a little like, I'm a colonial woman with a little net in my hair and I quilt like in the 1800s?
Her outfit is very like Handmaid's Tale, wife of Handmaid's Tale in 100 years from now. Like, I don't.
It's so bad.
And his suit.
Look at, he's like, modern Instagram. Great interwebs.
I will say it's very like George Jetson-y. Like, it's kind of like it's horrific.
George Jestery, his little diamond.
But there is something about his suit that kind of feels
like Instagram evil genius,
like America in some way. I don't know why.
In the way that I hate.
Yeah.
In a way of like this. Okay, so what they look like to me is two different pillows that you can buy at Target. They're each a pillow from Target. And I think it's so bad. And I think it's so dated. And I just hate it so much.
This is like the his and hers pillow collection.
It really is.
Oh, no. God. Okay. So that's obvious. I mean, that's obvious. But then, like you mentioned, Madison Beer. I mean, this is fabulous. If you're in a 2009 Sherry Hill catalog, picking out your prom dress.
Y'all, this Madison Beer dress, the dress is...
It's hideous.
It is what I wore to my prom. And I got it from Windsor, and I got it in 2006.
Windsor. Oh, my gosh.
That's a Windsor dress.
Yeah, no.
In 2006. Yeah. Windsor 2021 would laugh at that dress.
Totally. I would go to the Met Gala in a 2021 Windsor dress before this.
Oh, absolutely.
God damn,
horrible.
It's
bad. It's really bad.
So those are just like two that I had to throw out there that I hated, sneaking in two at once.
Love it.
Good job. She looks so beautiful. Her face is, she's got great makeup, great hair.
Madison Beer, the makeup and the hair is always 10 out of 10.
That dress, though.
I am.
How disappointing.
What are you saying?
Well,
what are you saying with that dress?
I am getting zero messages except, and it's not even a Hailey Bieber moment where like the dress is at least beautiful. It's like just a bad dress. And there's nothing to be said.
Should we go back to the light?
Yes. Let's go back to the light. Let's go back to the light.
Please.
Now this dress, I should probably get a front-facing photo of it as well. I don't know if you all saw this one. For me, One of my favorites, and it's similar to the Maluma.
Yes.
Rosalia and Rick Owens.
I did not see this look.
What is this? I want to see.
Look it up. Rosalia in Rick Owens.
I did not see this either.
Rosalia and Rick Owens.
Wow, stunning. That is red done right, my
like
friend.
you said, it's this homage to like this ranchero. There is like the tassels on it. It is absolutely the train goes for days. The fabric, it's a rawhide fabric.
Wow. The train is?
Everything, the whole outfit is a rawhide fabric.
That
the way that it's cinched at the breast, like the off the shoulder. The only thing that I don't like is that the clear heel on the boot.
No, I don't like that either.
I wish that it would just go all the way through.
Same with the zipper. I don't like the metal zipper.
I'm not a fan. I wish it would have gone all the way through, just red, like that kind of like ranch style boot all the way through. If that would have been done more, that would have been my only preference. But
I would have also had it been more of a ranch style boot. Like that's
what I'm saying. Like a full ranch, like
versus
more of a
like
ranch.
club
Yeah. But
also the color is an interesting choice. It's that same sort of salmony, pinky red.
Yes, there's kind of this like, it's just so good. The detail, like where all the tassels are, the detail above it. Rick Owens is a American fashion designer. So everything to me, it's like 10 out of 10, it works. It stays on theme. She looks absolutely stunning. I love her hair. I love her makeup. And
the gloves.
The gloves.
Are we going to talk about the gloves?
Gloves.
The gloves are absolutely everything. The gloves.
That's great.
How everything bunches
really
up.
stunning.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. Say no more.
I think that's an excellent.
And I love that it's shorts, that it goes into like shorts with the tassels.
Totally. It's perfectly edited aside from the boots.
Aside from the boots, to me, it's absolute perfection. And again, theme, American designer, it's all 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
So mine is one that, again, I did not see anywhere but Instagram. This was one that it was not in any of the lists that I saw. It wasn't in anything that I saw as far as coverage. I only saw this on Instagram and I was like blown away. So what I have for my next one is Jeremy Pope in Dion Lee.
Don't know who that is.
But they designed it. So it's this, I'll describe it. It's this like really beautiful all white ensemble. Do you have the picture, Bekah?
Is this the one that's the off the shoulder?
Yes.
Oh.
So he's wearing a beautiful all white ensemble. So starting out, first impression, it looks incredible. He looks fantastic. He looks so good. It's got sort of a like brought in waist. It's off the shoulder, long sleeves, and he has a sling that's trailing behind him in this gigantic train. And if you go on his Instagram, there's photographs of what this is referencing. And he's got a little boutonniere of cotton flowers, little plants, little cotton right there. So on his Instagram, and this is how I first saw it, because this is one that maybe the first impression would have been different if I didn't have the artist's intention there with it. But he has it with photographs of people bending over, picking cotton in fields. And they have these big bags that are essentially slung over their shoulder to carry the cotton. And that's what he's referencing. And it's such an incredible art piece. It's so striking as soon as you see it. And I'm sure on first impression, even without the photograph, you'd be able to understand maybe, I mean, the boutonniere is pretty on the nail on the head. But
and that actually is as it says in the caption, a cotton broadcloth picking sack made by James Flemons.
Yeah.
So,
and it's just really stunning. And I feel like this is someone who took the opportunity to be like, I'm going to the Met Gala. They made the theme America for some reason. I'll say something with that.
Yeah. And talk about like the sides of history that are dark.
And I think that also like America and American fashion is all based in labor. Like it's silly to think of American fashion as like Vogue and as like the top, because all of our stuff is based on like laborers and workers. And like, so referencing slavery, referencing like forced labor, which is still such a thing in America and still such a thing in the garment industry. So to reference slavery and forced labor at the Met Gala, I think is important. And I think it's something that needs to be said. And I think it's worth referencing that like our garment industry in the US is not above reproach. It is absolutely still something where people are abused in the system. So I think for all of those reasons, I'm just really obsessed with it.
Yeah. And of course it's bringing up in the face of this art director's thing about like, it's fully about Black Lives Matter. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, this is about our collective history as Black people in America and what the implication is for like the clothes that white people have worn throughout history and how white people are still exploiting the people that make all of our clothes for sure.
Wow, I had only seen photos like of kind of the upper like bodice of it. I had not seen like the train, and oh my God.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, one of my favorites is actually, I wasn't sure where I was going to go with my next favorite, but I'm actually going to bring up Precious Lee in Area Couture. Rachel, this is my braided goddess. Don't know if you've seen this one. First of all, I am utterly obsessed, in love, orgasming over these crystal diamond whatever braided ropes hanging off. Okay, the description is this suit jacket dress that is just utterly dripping with these crystallized braids, and the braids are all falling off of the dress, hanging sort of like these thick roped tassels. Just visually, I adore it. I love the look of the hanging braided ropes. But beyond that, take a little artistic license with this one, I believe that it also evokes historically, if we're talking about fashion, zoot suits. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the zoot suit riots, but zoot suits were these suits worn in the 1940s by minority men, mainly Hispanic and Black, who they were like these oversized suit jackets with these puff pad, wide shouldered jackets, and usually oversized length. That was how they're characterized by. And then the zoot suit riots were in LA actually in 1943, in which American servicemen and off-duty police officers, all who were white, attacked and stripped children, teenagers, and youths, mainly who were Black and brown, who wore zoot suits. And it was a super violent riot that was, of course, rooted in racism. And they literally like stripped these kids naked and beat them who were wearing zoot suits, because it was, that was their self-expression, and and they didn't like it.
It was a huge counterculture. The zoot suit culture was a whole thing. And that counterculture was very threatening to people in power, and they didn't like that. And I think it's a really big part of California fashion history, of like, Western fashion history. And if that's the reference here, it's very, very exciting, because
it looks like a zoot suit.
Not to me.
Really?
I don't see it.
Oh.
Maybe.
I feel like
I like that impression, but it definitely wasn't what that gave me on the first glance.
The zoot suit to me is this like oversized, it's generally paired with the pants too, but the zoot suits are the super
exaggerated.
Yeah, exaggerated features of and actually that's more Mexican American than Black, but there were all sorts of minorities that wore them. But to me, it's like this the style of it with the exaggerated shoulders is kind of the quintessential zoot suit, and I feel like that's kind of what she's serving, but that's why I liked it. And I thought it was an interesting, if that was the case, I thought it was an interesting homage to minority history and fashion.
Like 80s power woman, and then with the braids,
definitely.
Which obviously braids are a huge part of like self-expression and Black culture going back all the way into like the inception of America and all of that, and how that's a form of self-expression and how it's seen as like a rebellion, and then with all of this like elegance and glamour, and she just looks good. She got the rhinestones in her hair, which looks so good. It's like this little crown that goes across her head. I really like this.
Top to bottom, it's stunning.
Yes.
Top to bottom.
You're right. It probably is way more about the braids too than it is about the zoot suit, but I like those melting of those histories. Well, yeah, and that brings it into question a lot of, or not into question, that calls into like a lot of current and past history. Like historically, during slavery era, that was, if you even look at when they would do like wanted posters, they would, this is something really crazy I learned in one of my classes. They would describe people by their hair, by their hairstyles. And that's something that maybe
like braid pattern?
Yes. And like the kind of hair that they would cut. And so even back into the days where Black people were enslaved in the US, they were doing signature hairstyles and braiding and cutting of the hair in all these certain ways as a form of self-expression. And then even now, of course, in schools and in sports and stuff, when Black kids are being forced to like cut their hair to participate. I mean, there's like so much that goes into that, but yeah. Anyway, love that. Want to do another round, one more round of hate?
Let's do one more round of hate. Let's do one more round of hate. Okay, so this is the final one. Oh Lord. Okay.
God. Yeah, although there's a couple looks that we still haven't brought up that were amazing top to bottom. I mean, you guys, neither of you guys, I know you both selected Lupita Nyong'o.
Well, I was saving her for my closer.
Okay, sorry.
Oh wait, are we doing? Okay.
We're doing
one more round.
Quick round of. I mean, we could do like a speed round of just like this is what I don't like, and then we can finish up with a lot of nice ones.
Okay,
because I don't have many more hates.
Okay, let's do a speed round.
Okay,
the remainder hates that I have. Okay,
scrolling down a little bit.
Like I said, Casey Musgraves.
Can I see that?
Are you joking?
Valentine's Day display. It's that one, right?
No, you're thinking Carly Kloss.
I'm thinking of Carly Kloss.
No, it's like this awful silver skirt.
It is literally the most plain. It is a silver skirt.
What?
With a black turtleneck. Like I would wear this to my Christmas party and think that I was kind of underdressing. Like this is exactly.
Oh.
And like I said, she just put out a massive record like a week ago. Show up and do it in the theme of what your record is and tie it with the theme.
Hasn't she done fucking Space Cowboy whatever shit before? What are you doing?
Yes, exactly. This is your opportunity. You're a country singer. Do it.
Here's why. Because she already did this year's theme in 2019 for camp. She went as like Legally Blonde, like amazing.
Okay.
She looked. I normally love Casey Musgraves' looks. That's why I was shocked. Normally, I love her fashion. She normally kills it, and this was so. Is she doing random.
Okay? Can someone check in on her?
Can someone check in on Casey? I think the album. I'm obsessed with the album. By the way, woo.
I mean, I love the skirt. I'm in love with it. I'm obsessed. It looks like liquid silver.
Yes,
but
the skirt is fantastic, but with the boots and the belt, like I mean. Maybe if you want to go you want to do that type of skirt, I would have loved to see that skirt in yellow and done like a singing in the rain moment.
Yes.
Like some sort of latexy, like, I don't know. Couldn't stand hers.
Anything. Rachel hated this equally. Rachel hated it.
Lily Rose Depp.
In the Chanel, the one that you said that looked like when she looked like an 11-year-old Rachel, and you were like, I hate this.
Oh, this makes me so uncomfortable to look at.
It was uncomfortable to look at. It is a French design. It is Chanel. Okay, so it's not even an American designer, and there is no connection to any sort of America theme. It is a pink tube top. It is a low rise.
It looks like a little girl in sexy clothes. It's not okay.
No, it makes me uncomfortable, and there's no theme to it. The only theme that I see truly is the very low rise skirt, which is like, you know, early 2000s, maybe that, but that's me stretching and I don't understand.
It also it reminds me, like, the way that it's cut with the big bell shape. It looks like a little kid whose skirt has like fallen from like waist where it's supposed to be. And they're just like still running around.
Yes.
Which is like totally fine on a child, but it just makes me really upset to see like an adult woman look so much like elementary schooler. Like, it makes me really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like infantilizing.
Yes. It makes me uncomfortable, and beyond making me uncomfortable, it doesn't have anything to do with the theme, and it is not an American designer. So there is nothing that works here for me.
Banned.
You're
never allowed back.
For life.
For life.
Okay, Rachel, any speed round of
Okay, my speed round, I think I only have one hate left. I really didn't, yeah. Okay. Lily Aldridge and Ralph Lauren.
I know I screenshotted this, but now I can't find it.
She looks, for some reason, and this is just my personal opinion and my personal impression, she looks evil in this. She reminds me of the girlfriend from Get Out. She looks evil.
Oh, yeah, this is bad.
And it terrifies me for some reason. And the shirt, I get that it's like American.
I mean, it's the top is like, the top
Western.
is, yeah.
Like, I understand that she's doing like Friends. She's got her belt with the belt buckle.
It's very historical Ralph Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
But it also simultaneously looks like she went to like the Chico's outlet.
Yes.
And I think it's the combo. It's doing, for me, it's doing Western a huge disservice because it's styled completely like,
ugh.
I don't know. The earrings, it's trying to come across as like very high fashion, but it just looks like Western done in like the worst way I've ever seen it done.
It does look like Chico's. The styling is so Chico's. The earrings and the hair is so Chico's.
Yeah.
What's shaking me to like my inner being with most of these outfits is that it's the Met Gala. And even if, again, you're on theme like this, and even, again, if the way that it works together doesn't work, or that it comes together doesn't work, the simplicity of everything is just, is shocking to me.
Yeah. I like to see someone who went too far, who needed to be reined in.
Exactly. Like, where are the fucking wings? Where are the capes? Where is all the extravagance? Everything just looks like a basic runway.
Okay, now
or basic red carpet, excuse me.
Excuse me. To counter that, now on the other end, what Rachel and I were discussing last night is this extreme what do you call it? When someone's doing it's this shtick. Like Kim like this. Kim Petras. You're a horse.
Yeah. It's very on brand for the designer.
But what?
Yeah.
But what's being said here? Can anyone tell me?
And the difficulty for me was that it didn't land at all. Like, I didn't see it and was like, she's a horse? That's so silly. Like, it didn't make me feel anything. I was like, horse, and then looked at the next person.
Horse.
Like, I didn't have any like
emotional reaction.
No reaction whatsoever. Versus like when Rihanna wore, I don't even know what it was to, that like sheer thing a long time ago with the little like head wrap, and everyone was like, oh, Rihanna's naked, and it was like, and and you had this huge reaction to it, and it was kind of shticky, it was like, I'm basically naked, but it impacted you. This like didn't impact me.
Yeah, it was like whatever, but I do have to say I appreciate a little bit of something for the Met Gala. Like,
yeah,
as much as like I don't like and I don't feel like it landed, it's more than just like a basic dress. Like, that's what
and I love the hair. Her hair is
fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah, the hair is fantastic.
It's just too much. It's trying to do too much, and it's just. I'm not even saying that because there's a horse head on her chest. It's just like.
No, it doesn't land. It doesn't land. It's not, there's no clear direction.
Also a very French silhouette, which is a weird choice.
Also, another one we have to, yeah, I agree. Another thing we have to give a shout out to is, I believe you told me, Rachel, that Channing Tatum in Versace, he said he was going for JFK.
I heard that somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not. I read that online.
I need to give a shout out to Channing Tatum, Adrian Brody, Heron Preston, all of who gave me nothing and showed up in black tuxedos and patent leather black shoes.
Who were looking handsome.
Stay home.
Stay home. You're looking, you look like you're about to go to the Academy Awards. If you were going to the Academy Awards, you look very handsome. A nice tailored suit.
Some black patent leather shoes.
The horse participated in the parade.
The horse participated.
She came.
The horse participated. It's like if one of those guys would have showed up wearing a horse head or holding one, I would have been like, all right, well, we have a kind of Godfather moment going on. Like, there's something. You're in a suit. Fun. You got a horse head. Like, okay, there's something here. You're trying a little bit.
So let's do a last round of favorites before we wrap, I guess,
Yes.
Some honorable mentions, ones we haven't gotten to yet.
Well, you and I, Rachel, apparently we both have our Lupita moment. So should we wax on about Lupita for a hot second?
Yeah.
The denim, the hair.
It was all done perfectly. It was perfectly styled.
Perfectly executed.
Yeah.
She looks unbelievable and she is on theme.
She's ethereal.
She is absolutely ethereal. There is like a god essence.
She is the moment.
Yes. It is, if she would have showed up, this is somehow on theme for America. And then also when they had the religious one in 2018, she could have showed up with this in the religious piece. And I would have been like, yes. She's a god. The hair, everything, it just, I don't know. It was perfect.
For me, the hair is obviously so beautiful. She looks amazing. The styling with the diamonds to me is so quintessential American woman of power.
Yes.
It's so well tailored. It fits her so perfectly. The tailoring on this is so beautiful. The structural elements are truly incredible with this with the movement around the torso. And she has this piece coming off the side and the other piece off the other side with the train. And it's all denim and it's also rhinestone. There's nothing more American than denim and rhinestones.
It's also just perfectly contemporarily executed too. It was just the right choices for the how the dress was designed, in my opinion.
The fact that you did denim and rhinestones and it was exquisite and elegant.
Yes. And
incredible.
And you have this seam work that looks like you put a bunch of jeans together. And that could have been done. It could have not worked well.
Yeah.
All those things combined, you go, what? That would work with a dress. And it looks unbelievable. I love her makeup too. I love that they did the blue. I
think her hair really pulled it together.
Yes.
I'm envisioning other options for hair, and none of them would have. It's perfect, and sort of the asymmetry of it is just perfect mirror of the asymmetry of the dress.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. We don't have a single complaint.
Rachel, you should talk about these two.
Pharrell and Haley, and Helen, not Haley. Pharrell and Helen Williams, both in Chanel. Did you see this one? I want to get married to both of them together as a team. They look so good. They look like Western country men in black. Mm-hmm. And that really is working for me. The glasses, I wish they both had sunglasses because I would have just died. It would have been too much.
Yeah.
It would have been a poor taste, but I would have lived. They're both wearing these what seem to be full leather, black, Western shirts with leather pants with this white piping on all the edges. They also have these matching boots.
Yes.
With the gold
the boots.
With little stars on the heels.
They look, and they both have little boleros.
Oh.
Yeah.
And hers has the like, oh my gosh, this photo's kind of blurry. I think
it looks like it's some sort of like beadwork.
And she's got this braid in her hair, which like I don't know what her what's called heritage is.
Yeah.
Ethnicity, but it's giving me very like indigenous American beadwork, and she looks really beautiful. And he's got this like bolero with like a little like sheriff thing on it. I don't know what that is. They just look so good. And so on theme. And I love a pair.
Yes, I love
they weren't afraid to go together.
Honestly, one of the biggest beef that I had this year was the couples not coordinating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, if you show up, if you're walking together, if you want to come together as a couple, walk separately if you're not a pair. If this isn't a duo costume.
Yeah.
Coordinate if you're going to walk together. And this is perfect.
I also love they're not she's Laotian and Ethiopian, by the way. I also like that they're not too matchy because like I agree that both glasses would be too much, but with her little studded bag in combination with his glasses and sort of their each of their own unique like bolero choices, it's so cool.
It's so good.
It's also like I'm not always the biggest fan of like Chanel runway stuff.
Same.
Or not runway, red carpet stuff. But this is so fucking cool.
It's so good. Did you all see, I have to shout out Tessa Thompson. Did we see Tessa Thompson?
Yeah, I'm feeling like yes, but can't remember.
Tessa Thompson.
Oh, we felt about her.
I am obsessed with Tessa Thompson's look because I feel like she hit the theme. We have cowboy style boots on. We have a cowboy style hat. And that, to me, that dress that looks like a rose to me, which is like our national flower. And so I feel like this is done.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
So I'm like, I see a rose and I see cowboy boots and I see a cowboy hat. Is it my favorite dress and combo? No, but I think she looks stunning with the hair slicked back, the makeup. I feel like the whole thing actually works together.
I think the hat is also supposed to look like braided hair.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, it totally is.
That's cool. Okay.
So it's a cowboy style hat with all braids. I feel like this is on theme. And I mean, like I said, it's not my favorite outfit, but I feel like she nailed it.
Yeah, she showed up. She did it really well. I just personally don't love the look.
Yeah, it's not something that I like. The dress is not my vibe, nor the boots with that.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and then watching her on the red carpet, the posing, just like the vibe, it was like, oh, this is it.
We also loved Normani in Valentino. We loved this because, I mean, the color is so contemporary paired with it's kind of a Scarlett O'Hara skirt moment, and I just like love it. Love it. Another honorable mention for me is Whitney Peak in Chanel. It was also a fabulous look. I love the skirt tiering. Love the 80s piece. Love that it's almost like I sort of interpret it as this sort of like morning costume. I just love it. Also, another one we loved, Barbie Ferreira, just going for it with the 20s makeup.
Oh, the Barbie,
and the pearl look.
Barbie's moment with that. Oh my God, that dress is
angelic.
It's stunning and on theme.
Yes,
very 20s.
Another one. Yeah, go for it.
We might be doing the same one. Honorable mention for Margaret Qualley in Chanel. She's in this sort of white prairie bride.
Oh,
look,
yeah.
all lace.
Oh,
she
yes.
looks very lovely in it. And I like that someone brought sort of prairie elements. It's kind of fun.
We were wanting more of that. We were missing it. I was saying I would have gone in a bedazzled bonnet of some sort.
A Laura Ingalls Wilder moment.
Yes. Yes.
And have Gray dress like Pa.
Yeah, with
I know. I was so mad that no one came as American Gothic.
oh,
I was like,
totally.
you're not going to bring a pitchfork?
Oh wow.
What are you doing?
Justin Bieber and Haley could have just really
That would have been perfect for them. That would have been perfect. And also would have been rich with irony considering who the two of them are.
totally.
In contrast to American Gothic.
Yeah.
Now, also an honorable mention for me because she understood the assignment. Eva Chen in Christopher John Rogers came as fucking NASCAR.
Yeah, it's true.
Literally the NASCAR colors with the little racing stripe gloves. I mean, is it hideous? Yes. Is it fun? Yes. Does it nail the theme? Yes.
1,000%.
And
1,000%.
you know, so for that, I say go for it, girl. I'm proud of you.
Also, honorable mention, Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Billie
Really
Eilish looked
Hollywood.
unreal. Hollywood.
Really stylish.
Stunning.
This
Absolutely
very
stunning.
over the top train, you know, really,
Yes.
really
Glamour.
sent us. Yeah.
Absolute glamour.
And of course, I like in the context of who she is, you know?
Yes. I have one final question for you both.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on J-Lo?
Glad you asked.
Because I'll say this.
I'm also glad you asked.
I know this is not going to hit and people are not going to appreciate it. Did she do what was asked with the theme? Yes. Did I think it was a horrendous combination? Yes, absolutely.
It was a horrible look.
I couldn't stand the combination of all the different materials. I couldn't handle it. And normally I like crossing all different mediums. That was upsetting.
I would have to fully agree. She did America. She did Western.
She did.
She did
And I
Indiana
hated
Jones.
looking
She
at
did Fur Trapper. She did. Yeah, I saw people being like, "Oh, J-Lo can do no wrong again."
I was like, well, especially with this specific Met Gala where most everyone ignored the theme. Yes, she did have the theme on point, but it was just like, why this combo?
She's like, "I'm Kit Carson's wife, bitch. Welcome to the wild motherfucking West."
I feel like if we would have used one of those things and then like,
this looks like cosplay.
yes.
Like this.
It's a costume gala, so.
But it's like
that's
cosplay.
acceptable.
This
but
is
I just don't like it.
What this is for 1,000% is my Halloween costume, where I last minute am trying to think of a good creative Halloween costume, and I purchase one thing on Amazon. I get one thing from a secondhand store.
One
I
thing
have
from your-
one
the
thing in the
shoes from your closet.
and I put it all together, and I'm like, I can kind of see what this is, but like it's not.
And people
actual.
would be like, "What are you?"
And I'll be like,
I'm a trapper.
Yeah, or I'm the Lady Indiana Jones, and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I can see it." And then and it works, but it also doesn't work.
I'm an outlaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that dress is ugly though in that brown.
Oh my God, I would have loved like the leather from those
It's just ugly, dude.
like the leather from like the gun belts. If there would have been a dress simply made out of that with a lot of like openings
Ooh,
and very
okay,
sexy,
okay.
like with all like the detailing like of the like the weaving on the leather and like I mean that would have been something
that's
like
also
that
killing me is she just like was really like, "I'm doing something," like she's really
She
feeling.
believed it.
Yeah.
She was trying to sell it. I was not buying. Another honorable mention for me of one that I really liked was Rose of Blackpink.
I don't know if I saw.
Oh yes, we both liked this one a lot.
I really, really like this look. It's not super flashy, but for me, it really hit the mark because it reminded me of the back of Marilyn Monroe's dress in, I believe it's Gentlemen Prefer Blondes when she does Diamond
yes.
Girl's Best Friend, that big bow on the back. She has it on the front. It's totally different. It doesn't really look like that, but that's how it read to me. And I really appreciate it. I thought she looked lovely, very stylish. I really liked it.
what did you think of CL's look?
Oh, we liked it.
I liked it too.
The all denim.
Like the all denim, then with like the boxers almost, or the
tidy
briefs.
whities.
Yeah, there's like briefs underneath it. I kind of loved it.
I loved the sleeves in particular were my favorite of that.
And I loved the tidy whities because that feels very America. Like every like old American movie has like some dad in his tidy whities.
Absolutely.
And it's a little bit like, I like that.
Absolutely.
I liked it. I thought
I
her
did
hair
as well.
was cool too.
Her hair was
That
very
shit was
cool.
Really pretty.
Ladies, I'm sorry. I got to be off to a meeting for my fashion for my fashion house director
I as well
position.
You know, I don't know where my glasses are, but I have I have many meetings.
Right?
many meetings.
interns to scream at today.
Rachel, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your fantastic thoughts and costuming opinions. Thank you to my fashion house partner.
You're welcome.
I'll be reading my emails, waiting for Anna Wintour's response.
Yes. And Anna Wintour, Rachel demands an answer. A full essay to answer why.
It's gonna hurt our relationship.
Yeah.
And I want her to know that it's not personal, that I just didn't,
Sure.
It's a commitment to fashion.
You
She
know,
needs to be held accountable.
I've heard that Anna Wintour appreciates honesty. So we'll see.
And with that, broads,
Thank you for joining our fashion critique Met Gala 2021. And
chat soon.
we'll chat soon.